With me in the studio, Kumar Ketkar, and with him also is Rahul Narvekar of the BJP. Sanjay of the Congress Party is taking on tonight Meenakshi Lekhi of the BJP. Dr. Kumar Vishwas of the Aadmi Party and Sabir Ali of the JDU. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin. Now, Sanjay, if you need to give security, you need to give security because the person needs security. You don't give security based upon a legal or bureaucratic assessment, right, of who deserves the security as per the rules and, as per the particular act of the SPG. I mean, change the act if required to suit the security.
Is your question over?
Yes. I'm waiting for your answer.
Okay. Arnab, that was the shortest question you ever asked me in my life, so please don't be too stunned by my surprised reaction. But Arnab, just to answer your question, point number one, I think is a very important point that I would like to make at the very beginning because it's a very serious subject. If there's any party that has really faced the loss of his leaders, two of his greatest leaders and former prime ministers, both Mrs. Indira Gandhi and Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, it's been our party. So in terms of understanding what can happen, the risks associated with security lapse,
don't forget that as well.
So let me answer this at the very beginning.
Mrs. Gandhi lost her life during your own tenure, during the Congress tenure.
Part of the government. Let me just assure you. Now, I don't know who is this gentleman. I
Rahul
think they do a lot
Narvekar.
of rowdy stuff on the streets, on a TV studio. Some protocol, Rahul will be greatly appreciated.
Mr. Sanjay, don't teach us protocol. You talk on the subject.
So better conduct in a TV studio.
You talk on the subject if you have any merit.
The point I'm going to make is a very fundamental one. I'm making a very fundamental point, Arnab. I'll appreciate, since he's in the studio, you can perhaps, use your influence to keep him on the more silent mode. But coming back to your question, this is a grave and a very serious subject. But I want to raise 2 points here. And you know what Mr. RPN Singh said, or what you've heard from even the Home Minister, if you look at the NSG today, the National Security Guards, and you and I both live in Mumbai, I mean, they are amongst the best in the country. They are actually, by the way, also seconded to the SPG. So, I don't understand what is this confusion all about. The Black Cat commandos that we have, they are trained in counter-terrorism. The attacks that can happen on Mr. Modi or any other leader in the country can be linked with terrorism. These are counter-terrorism experts. The level of security is Z+. So if you look at NSG...
So why isn't it okay for Rahul Gandhi then?
Experience, training...
No, why is it not okay for Rahul Gandhi then?
Best. So I don't understand what is BJP's criticism. No, the question I'm asking, Arnab, I'm a little confused because the NSG commandos, the Black Cat commandos are the same people who also do the same function in the SPG.
Okay,
so where is the confusion? I haven't really understood that. And by the way, a very technical point.
No, can you, now, 1 second. I asked you a very short question.
When the Prime Minister goes
1 second.
and visits,
Sanjay, 1 minute. Sanjay, let's agree on that. I asked you a very short question by your own admission, and you have given me a fairly long answer. Let me get a counter from the other side. The BJP, the question is put to you. Are you making this a political? Sure. Are you making this a political issue? Sure. Are you making the issue of Narendra Modi's security, Meenakshi Lekhi, a political issue? Because some Congress leaders have even said that the BJP will do anything to remain in the news. Meenakshi Lekhi.
I am surprised that these people can suggest that 15 bombs were not planted at a rally. And some of them have been foolish enough to say that BJP has done it. Now the question is, a person who is a high security risk, then who is responsible for his security? Is Mr. Shinde responsible? Is Mr. RPN Singh responsible? And since
Shinde says it's enough.
Sabha does not understand the difference between SPG and NSG, let me tell him. NSG is a commando force, and commando force which reached 6 hours because it did not have an aeroplane to reach Mumbai during 26/11. Whereas SPG has a far higher budget.
That is an
let her complete now. Let her complete.
Discussion we are having today.
Let her complete. She has a right to make her point, please.
Previous liaison. And in this condition, SPG Act has been amended 3 times. And I'm not saying whether you give SPG or you give Prime Minister like security, etc. But I'm saying, was adequate security available to Mr. Modi? Answer is no, it was not. One leader makes a statement that I could be killed. The other actually has been an attempt. Machli number 1 to Bhatkal to Ishrat Jahan, all these things have happened.
No, but it's very simple question here. Should I just say that we open this up to debate? I'm opening this up to debate. I'm not going through introductory rounds here. So anybody on the debate is free to come in. The only point I'm making here, Congress party was probably aware that you ask any intelligence official and you ask them, what has Yasin Bhatkal, who is the Indian Mujahideen terrorist who is arrested in August this year, what has he said? He has said Narendra Modi is #1 target of terrorists. Therefore, if he is #1 target of their group, should he not get the kind of security level that is commensurate with that level of threat? Kumar Ketkar, who's making it political? Who's making it political?
I think it should not be made political.
No, who's making it political?
Maybe Congress is making, but maybe...
No, why maybe? No, there's no maybes. Who's making it political?
No, because Congress is showing the rule book. I think that...
You think the rule book applies?
I think rule book is something different than the threat perception. And if threat perception is there, I think he deserves that security.
Why is he not being given that security? Why is Shinde saying it's enough?
Who am I to...
What do you think?
Why Shinde
is this a political response? Do you think he's responding politically?
He deserves to be given security.
Do you think he's responding politically?
For 2 simple reasons. One is political and another is non-political. Non-political reason is that he today has become a major political player in the entire electoral gamble till April or May. And at that point of time, if anything happens to Modi or in his rally, it is likely to create a huge, even Holocaust-like situation, and therefore it is necessary.
So why is the Congress party risking it? Why are they risking it?
I cannot defend Congress. I cannot.
Has this become an ego issue for the Congress party?
I don't understand. I am merely
what do you
saying,
think?
I am merely saying if there is a threat perception.
1 minute, Sanjay Jha.
If there is a threat perception,
I don't think it will be
if
fair.
there is a threat perception, it must be dealt with.
I want to say one thing. It has also been reported that one unexploded bomb. Let me complete. Was found under the dais on which Modi spoke on October 27th.
Without the events in Patna,
Sanjay
without events in the Patna, they could have given that. But I don't know the rule book. I don't understand the rule book. I am merely saying that without even the events in Patna, he deserves to be given because he today has become a major risk.
So why is the government taking the risk when the political party is saying it's not enough? Why is the government taking that risk? And by the way, Sanjay Jha, Kumar Vishwas will come in next into the debate. After that, after everybody speaks, I'll come. Let's get opening. Let's get opening comments from everyone, at least Sanjay tonight. We'll get Rahul Narvekar into the debate. And one point goes that one unexploded bomb was found under the dais on which Modi spoke on October 27th. Therefore, clearly, let's not argue about whether the security to him was appropriate or good. There has been a huge blunder in the security. The question is whether we can risk what goes with it. Rahul Narvekar.
Rahul
Narvekar, please.
Arnab, when Mr. Sanjay Jha started his opening comments, he of course left no opportunity to strike an emotional chord and try to win over your audience with his emotional speech. But let me tell him very clearly, the 2 Congress leaders which he said who lost their lives, out of them Mrs. Gandhi lost her life during the tenure of the Congress government. That clearly shows how efficient you all are to gauge threat perception. So let that be aside. Let's talk about Narendra Modi today. And Mr. Modi, without a doubt, has the maximum threat perception in the country today. The kind of attacks he has been subject to and the kind of threat perception that he has been subject to is unprecedented. And that's a fact. Now, it is legitimate for the Bharatiya Janata Party to ask and seek protection. Mr. Sanjay Jha, practice what you preach. Let me complete. And don't show your hooliganism on channel today. So please wait. You are giving me lessons about hooliganism. Practice what you preach. So it's very justified for the Bharatiya Janata Party to demand security for its leader. Now it's upon the wisdom of this Home Minister and this government to decide. Only thing, the double standards of this government, of the Congress party, are prevalent and obvious to one and everyone in this country. Why is Rahul Gandhi enjoying this cover? Why is Sonia Gandhi enjoying this cover? Why shouldn't Narendra Modi, who has as much or more threat perception than these 2 individuals, not enjoy this cover? So Mr. Sanjay Jha, Your double standards are open and wide
Opening
open.
up to Kumar Vishwas here right now, you know, there is a certain drill which the SPG does out here. No, one second, let's get two other participants.
No double standards, and let me tell you, Arnab, listen, it's important to put all the facts on the table, because otherwise I don't think it will be a fair discussion. And the point that you need to tell everybody on the panel, including the viewers, is there is something called as an advanced security liaison, which is implemented whenever the Prime Minister travels. The same has been already provided for a minute-to-minute surveillance of Mr. Narendra Modi's movement. The centre has already taken corrective steps. Point number two, let me tell you, the travel...
Why is the centre providing what has been asked for?
It is not just a centre's
Answer that question. Don't go
It is also the responsibility of the state government. Let me finish, Mr. Narvekar. It is a coordination between the centre and the state as well. It's a coordination between police, between intelligence, etc. And point number
one minute. You tell me one thing, Sanjay Jha. Tell me one thing.
Mr. Rahul Narvekar.
Tell me one thing. By the way, Meenakshi Lekhi wants to come into the debate. No,
the NSG commandos today are meant to protect VIPs.
Okay, one second.
Without casting a doubt on the capabilities of the NSG commandos, we've seen how the government dealt with them during the 26/11 attack. We know how swiftly they were allowed to function. So, Mr. Sanjay Jha, let that be aside.
One second. You know, I don't know if Sanjay Jha is trying to suggest that if the entry and exit gates at the Patna rally had been closely monitored by the SPG, still there would be 15 bombs found there. Still there would have been a bomb. There still, as reports suggest, there would have been an unexploded bomb found under the dais.
That's a role of the state.
No, 1 minute, please. You know, don't. Now you pass it on.
No,
you see, there is now, Sanjay. Either you let me complete. You can't interrupt everyone. Just 1 second. Please understand this. The SPG frisks even the camera tripod stands for the journalists. When Rahul Gandhi was detained at Bhatta Parsol, the special protection group cover was present inside the police van which carried him. Access is totally denied to the local police. When the SPG protectee is on the dais till there is an emergency. And depending upon the situation, assault teams are deployed. The jammers, Sanjay Jha, are installed right below the dais. Below the dais, before the SPG protectee gets onto the stage, and the entry and exit points are managed by the SPG. In fact, all the nearby rooftops are cleared before the rally. Now, what I am asking you there is that you know the threat perception that is there with Narendra Modi. Why should he not get all of this? And is it worth having this debate? How much will it cost? If somebody needs security cover, let there be security cover given. And after that, you know, at least you are not left in a situation where tomorrow you will hold yourself guilty. Were anything untoward which were to happen, provide the maximum security cover that is asked for.
No.
There is a difference between SPG level cover and NSG level cover.
Absolutely.
Meenakshi Lekhi wanted to counter you. I let Meenakshi Lekhi in. Meenakshi Lekhi.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
Meenakshi Lekhi wanted to counter you.
The government is taking the threat.
No, so why don't you?
Why the gravity it deserves? There is going to be no compromise in the security.
Meenakshi Lekhi. Meenakshi Lekhi.
I mean, that's what has been already conveyed by the government.
Mr. Jha, DIB is responsible for security because it has all the information, and R&W works with it to know what is happening around us. And when these two agencies combine, it is SSB and NSG which combine to form SPG, which is an elite force. And because the training is completely different, and I'm not denigrating the NSG. NSG has done a wonderful job. At the same time, the budgetary allocation to answerability is NSG is very low in the protocol. Highest is DIB in terms of policing. And when NSG has to first report for any action to the director. Director will go to the Home Ministry. Home Ministry will then go to the Prime Minister. But when you are dealing with high-risk people, you don't have this kind of leisure and this kind of timing. SPG reports directly to the PMO, and every answerability is directly of these people. Now, in this case, since nobody is answerable, I want to make IB responsible for these things so that in case of, at least in Bihar, we have seen that the locals and others were involved.
Excuse me.
If locals and others are involved, at least
Meenakshi, what do you mean by nobody is answerable?
SPG protectee will be responsible.
The Home Ministry is responsible for the security.
Allow me to complete, Mr. Jha. Tell me one answer. Tell me one answer. Is Priyanka Gandhi and Mr. Vadra not been given SPG protection? Are they higher risk than Mr. Modi?
Have you read the SPG Act? Have you read the SPG Act? And don't make this cheap and political, because I can accuse you right now. Don't allow me to make this discussion. I think Arnab made the right point. Don't make it political. But I can accuse you. You were backing the VP Singh government as the BJP. You backed the VP Singh government that reduced Mr. Rajiv Gandhi's security despite what happened in 1994. So please don't make it political, please. And the SPG Act, 1 minute, Arnab, let me clarify. The SPG Act is very clear. It is for the Prime Minister and former Prime Ministers and their families. 1 minute.
I get your point, Sanjay Jha. I'm coming into this. I'm coming between both. I'm coming in between both of you because the point is sensitive. 1 minute. First of all, 1 minute. The parliamentary board of the BJP, has it asked specifically for SPG cover? No. Subramaniam Swamy has written a letter on October 28th in a letter to the Prime Minister seeking cover for PM candidates. Now the current SPG Act is this. It allows, and I quote, requisite security cover for Prime Ministers and former Prime Ministers. For an act that has been framed exclusively for them, the Congress is asking the BJP as a counter question on Newshour tonight. They are saying, why should a prime ministerial candidate be provided the same cover when he has not yet occupied the post? And the counter to that, additionally they tell us that what if tomorrow, Mayawati has been asking for SPG cover. Tomorrow in our country, you say you are the principal opposition party. 1 minute, please. But they are saying in India, we don't have a two-party system like America. So it's not as if you have a Democratic Prime Minister, the moment a Republican Party decides its candidate, the Secret Service detail takes it over. So they are saying we cannot change the existing law. They are throwing the law book back at you. Meenakshi, Lekhi, you respond to that. And by the way, I'm sorry to Kumar Vishwas for not letting him into the debate so far, and as well to Sabir Ali coming to you next. Yes, please.
I will answer that.
Quickly, and after that, Kumar Vishwas.
Very simple. Very, very simple. The DIB works under a blue book which has set up the protocols. And it is because of that that we want this kind of protection, because protocols have been violated, number one. Number two, it is not whether Prime Minister security for any country or President security is very different. Now, in this case, that has been amended to include the families and even distant families. Even Mr. Vadra gets the SPG cover. Now, under these conditions, I am saying, can the law come in the way? Can the law come in the way of protecting a person who has to require the protection of the security agencies? Now, law is to supplement the security work. It is not to come as a impediment.
So you want the law changed now? Okay, fine.
In this case, it is coming as an impediment. It could be changed.
You want the law changed?
At the same time, it is the security
for the interests of our viewers, for our viewers who are concerned about what is the security cover that Narendra Modi is provided, the government argument is this. The government says that the advanced security liaison has been upgraded in Modi's security detail. Senior police officials along with NSG, IB and Gujarat Police coordinate his security arrangements. The centre has recently approved a 3-tier security ring for Narendra Modi in which 108 guards of the National Security Guard will be deployed. And what the Congress party is asking today to the BJP is, what more do you want? They are saying this is enough. What more do you want? 1 minute. They are accusing you of politics.
If there is a breach, who is responsible?
If you are putting that question of where is the breach, who is responsible, why don't you pick up the phone and talk this through? Why does Prakash Javadekar have to have a press conference on it? Are you making it a political subject? These are some questions which are also being asked tonight.
Absolutely
I am going across to Kumar Vishwas of the Aam Aadmi Party. Kumar Vishwas, आपका क्या कहना है?
मैं एक तो आपको आभार व्यक्त कर रहा हूं कि आधा घंटे बाद मैं बोल पा रहा हूं, और जो मेरे मित्र
बैठे, कल तो आप आए ही नहीं हमारे प्रोग्राम पे। आम आदमी पार्टी को बुलाया था मगर कल तो आप आए ही नहीं। एनीवे, यस।
नहीं, कल मैं रैली में था, लेकिन आज मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ। मेरी 3 बातें बहुत छोटी छोटी सी सुनी जाए। पहली बात तो ये कि हम कुछ भी नहीं है अभी पॉलिटिकल एरिना में, ना हमारा कोई विधायक है, ना हम मंत्री बने, ना हम सांसद जीते। लेकिन हमने स्पेशली कहा है, अपने घोषणा पत्र में कहा है कि जीतने के बाद हमारा मुख्यमंत्री से लेकर विधायक तक, मंत्री तक कोई किसी प्रकार की सिक्योरिटी नहीं लेगा। लेकिन इससे कहीं मोदी जी की जो थ्रेट परसेप्शन है वो कमजोर नहीं हो जाती। मैं उसकी इज्जत करता हूं कि देश की इतनी आकांक्षाएं उनके साथ है, इतने लोग उनके साथ है, उन्हें मिलना चाहिए। पहली बात तो ये कि जो हीट ऑफ द टाइम है, हीट ऑफ द स्ट्रीट है, वो हमारी पॉलिटिकल क्लास महसूस नहीं करना चाहती। आगे पीछे ब्लैक कैट कमांडो, इतनी सारी गाड़ियां टॉय टॉय करते हुए, रथ उनके जैमर लगे हुए, उनको पता ही नहीं चलता क्या है। और जो संजय झा कह रहे हैं, बाकी लोग कह रहे हैं कि 2 प्रधानमंत्री हमने खोए, उनके खुद के कार्यकाल में खोए। 2 लाख लोग भी हमने खोए आतंकवाद में, वो भी किसी के बेटे थे, वो भी किसी के माँ थे। उनके बच्चे फैमिली एल्बम लेकर रैली में नहीं जाते थे कि मेरे पिताजी स्वर्गीय हो गए, मेरी दादी जी को मार दिया और मुझे भी खतरा है। यानी कि राहुल जी खुद स्वीकार कर रहे हैं कि वो सुरक्षित नहीं है। दूसरी बात जो मैं कहना चाहता हूं, ये केंद्र सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी या किसी विपक्ष को यह कहने की जरूरत नहीं होनी चाहिए कि हमारे नेता को खतरा है, आप हमारी सुरक्षा नहीं दे रहे। ये इनकी पहली जिम्मेदारी है कि लोकतंत्र में दूसरे लोग भी उतने ही सुरक्षित रहें जितने
इंटरेस्टिंग। आई सी द आम आदमी पार्टी एक्चुअली बैकिंग द बीजेपी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑन दिस वन। यस, आई गॉट योर पॉइंट। यू आर एक्चुअली बैकिंग व्हाट द बीजेपी।
तीसरी बात मैं आखिर में कहना चाहता हूं, ये दिल्ली में 70% जो पुलिस है जो लगी हुई है सुरक्षा में, इसी के कारण दिल्ली में वारदातें हो रही है। ये धीमे धीमे सुरक्षाएं कम करेंगे ताकि इन्हें पता चले आतंकवाद का असली खतरा है क्या, ताकि इन्हें पता चले लोगों की गुस्सा है क्या। तो हम तो सुरक्षा के विरोध में हैं, लेकिन अगर नरेंद्र मोदी की सुरक्षा को खतरा है तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी को तो कहने की आवश्यकता नहीं होनी चाहिए। इसी सरकार में इतनी शर्म लिहाज होनी चाहिए कि अपने अपोनेंट्स को उतनी सुरक्षा दे जितनी बाकी लोगों को दे रही है जो देश के लिए शायद कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं।
Why are these questions being raised, Sabir Ali? You know why these questions are being raised? This is because of the pathetic security cover that he received when he was in Patna. And this is because it is generally believed that the Nitish Kumar government disregarded the security cover that Modi should have been provided while he was in Patna. In fact, my information is that there was a specific letter sent by a terrorist group which was sent to the Press Information Bureau in Patna in the name of a certain Fakat on 25th July, which mentioned Narendra Modi and Amit Shah specifically. It used the words, beware Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. Your government had specific information besides the Intelligence Bureau alert on the threat to Narendra Modi. Now what Mr. Sabir Ali you need to answer is, despite that you did nothing. And that is why perhaps Narendra Modi is saying, I need Prime Minister level security cover. I mean, he's not saying it, his party is saying it. Sabir Ali.
No, there is 2 things you raised on me as a questions. Number 1, you said that there was not adequate security in Patna. That is what prior there is information about Narendra Modi ji. I can say that if there is a lapses in the security, the people have lost their lives, and it was a terror attack. Whosoever is conspirated in that, and the Indian Mujahideen or Lashkar-e-Taiba, whosoever it is our priority to fight with that. We have lost, as Mr. Kumar Vishwas is saying, at least more than 2 lakhs people have lost their lives.
Can you be specific?
Citizen. I can say, I'm just saying,
can you be specific, please?
As you asked. I'm coming. Hey, you are giving me a time, Arnab, after half an hour. If you don't require to be our presence and you don't allow us to speak, then there's no need to call upon. It's not fair.
But can you be specific? I'm waiting for your answer, but why don't you get specific?
If you don't require our comments, so there is no need to. We cannot. We are not a machine. If you just shoot it and will be started.
No, but
we are a human.
Why don't you give me a specific reply? Law and order is a state subject.
I'm coming specific. I do not know. What I feel I will give the answer. It may be specific or not. Is that you have to decide and the people will decide. There is a viewers. They will decide.
Answer.
Nobody is here is judge.
Answer.
The viewer is a judge. So I'm coming to that. I'm saying if anybody is required and if somebody has a threat perceptions from any letter, I'm saying anything, Mr. Narendra Modi don't have the threat from right now onwards. It has when he became a chief minister, there was a threat perception and a letter has been gone to every ministry, even the Gujarat government. In spite of that, there was a bomb blast in the mandir. So that is another issue. If somebody is required, we are in it, they should get the adequate security. That's all. There is no need to politicize each and everything. But the way it's been presenting, it is a politicizing everything. And there has to be every day, there is a debate. Only one focus point. That's not good. There is another issues in this country which can be discussed on the Times Now also.
Mr. Sabir Ali, thank you for that. But you accepted my point. You say anti-sabotage checking, routine security drills like access control checking and frisking people was not carried out in the Patna rally. You know that, and so you are supporting.
Is doing all.
No, you are now supporting.
Whatever the result will come out, we are here to rectify.
I don't know why. I don't understand, Mr. Sabir Ali. Leave your politics aside for a moment. Where do you stand on it?
We are not going away, running away from our responsibility at all.
No, Mr. Sabir, I'm not getting.
What the government has to do, we'll do it.
The simple question here is, I put this question back again. Let's go to Sanjay Jha. We'll get an answer. Kumar Ketkar. We have drawn into the debate, 20 minutes into the debate so far. Do you feel politics has got mixed up with the whole debate about Narendra Modi's security?
Mixed up, and instead of allowing all the melodrama that BJP is taking place.
What melodrama?
All the melodramatic demand, instead of that,
no, what is the melodramatic demand?
Best thing for the government is to provide security, proper security or whatever security.
PM level security?
I don't understand the law book between PM level and deputy PM level or whatever. He deserves to be given security because anything happening to Modi or in Modi's rally or in Modi's meetings is likely to cause a Holocaust-like situation all over India. Therefore, he needs to be given that security. I don't understand the law book. And if there are 15 candidates, prime ministerial candidates, and if 15 candidates start demanding that same security from Sharad Pawar to Mayawati to Mulayam Singh to Jayalalitha.
So on what basis? That's no argument at all.
No,
because
it is not my argument.
No. So you say no to them. No, 1 second. I don't. This I think proves.
You're not even heard. What I'm saying is Narendra Modi's threat to Narendra Modi is actual, palpably real, and therefore it has to be given.
No, so then what is the government doing? So what is?
Why should you ask me about what the government is doing? I am not defending the government. I am not defending Shinde. I am not defending
Mr. Ketkar.
I don't know whether it is the PM level or not.
If everybody accepts,
I am merely saying that there is a threat perception.
Yeah, so everybody,
there is a danger, and that danger is not only to Modi. That danger is not only to Modi. It is to the whole social fabric, and therefore he needs to be given. Because he has generated the kind of communal atmosphere in the country.
No, why are we?
The whole communal atmosphere and the polarization in the society has taken place. To avoid further polarization
Mr. Ketkar,
and to avoid melodrama, it is better to give that cover. Give that cover and sort out
But Mr. Ketkar, please realize this. At one point that everybody except Mr. Sanjay Jha. By the way, Sanjay, you're a total minority tonight on the program. You realize that everybody except you. Everybody except you is of the belief that if there is a serious security threat on Mr. Narendra Modi, and B, if such a demand has been made, it should be provided. I'd like to remind you, Sanjay Jha, that it was the NDA government that extended Sonia Gandhi and her family's SPG cover in 1999. In November that year, if I remember, Vajpayee was Prime Minister. The cabinet even promulgated an ordinance, Sanjay Jha, to extend the SPG cover for Sonia Gandhi and her family as per the Act. Which, because you are talking about the Act today. As per the Act, Sanjay Jha, Sonia Gandhi would have lost her SPG cover in 1999 since the 10-year period that she was guaranteed that cover for had elapsed. So, should you not look more deeply into whether your initial response on the issue may have been appropriate or not appropriate, political or not political? Yes.
Arnab, let me answer that again. I said it at the very beginning. I don't think I'm in a minority. I don't care if I'm a minority as long as I'm making the right point. I said it at the very beginning that the government is going to look at the security of Mr. Narendra Modi or any other political leader with a high threat. He is definitely under a high threat, particularly after what happened in Gujarat 2002. And it's a matter of concern.
Why is the question of looking at Home Minister said today it's appropriate?
Now,
Home Minister said today it's appropriate.
A couple of points here.
No, did the Home Minister say it's appropriate? No, did the Home Minister say it's appropriate, Sanjay Jha?
Just give me a minute.
Did the Home Minister say it's adequate? Did he or did he not?
Yes, he did.
So that means what are you going to look at?
Let me explain what he meant. Let me explain what he meant. Number one, which nobody can contradict.
Meenakshi, after
that the NSG commandos, can I finish, Meenakshi? That the NSG commandos who are currently deployed, 108 of them Black Cat commandos are amongst the best the country has. Number two, there is a three-tiered security for Mr. Modi, which is a very enhanced level of security. Number three, there is an advanced security liaison which will ensure that
I don't understand. I'm not getting your point. You
protection and security like the
who is no expert in security advisory?
Who is politicizing this? Who is politicizing this?
1 minute.
No,
the
1 minute,
Union
please.
Home Ministry has said
Sanjay Jha, 1 minute.
that there will be
Sanjay,
greater coordination between the center. Intelligence.
You are repeating now. Now you are getting into repeating yourself. You are repeating yourself, Sanjay.
So there is a complete security apparatus.
Sanjay,
here.
the question is today RPN saying.
I'm just telling you, there's an infrastructure.
No. Once RPN. You see, when a government replies, the government, as you realize, the government cannot be political. But what did the Deputy Minister for Home say? What did the Deputy Minister of Home say? I just want to put it in context. The Deputy Minister of Home said the NDA is to blame for not providing enough security cover to Rajiv Gandhi in 1991. Now, I don't know whether RPN Singh knows what was happening in the country in politics in 1991, but I don't think there was something called the NDA then. It was the Chandrasekhar government.
Backed by the Congress.
It was the Chandrasekhar government. Chandrasekhar, 1 minute. No. Sanjay Jha, let me complete. No, let me complete.
He was referring to 1989 when the BJP
there was no
supported the
NDA in
Indian government that
1989.
withdrew security
What's
from
he
Mr.
talking
Rajiv
about?
Gandhi.
No.
Mr. Sanjay Jha is as ignorant as Mr. RPN Singh.
Supported by the BJP. 1 minute. It doesn't change the complexion of the point he made.
Arnab,
that the BJP was
Mr. Sanjay Jha,
to the entire
this
decision.
Chandrasekhar government was backed by your Congress
Mr.
party.
Rajiv Gandhi. And by the way, Arnab, this was done
I
5 years
something.
after Mrs. Gandhi's assassination, when the threat on Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was extremely high.
No,
but
you see, Mr. Sanjay Jha, Mr. Sanjay Jha, now you must, you want to, Mr. Sanjay Jha, I request you to let me speak, please. I request you. Mr. Sanjay Jha, you see, I can also carry on ad nauseum if I want. 1 second, I just want to say one thing. I can also begin and not stop. I request you to hear me out. The question is very simple. No, question is very simple. One, the Deputy Minister of State for Home was totally wrong, and in almost an embarrassing way wrong. B, there was no NDA government in 1991, and there was a Chandrasekhar government which was supported from outside by the Congress party. And therefore, if RPN Singh says that government did not give Rajiv Gandhi the security of a sub-inspector level and he lost his life, then I don't think there is any more open way in which you can politicize the issue. Now, these are the kind of comments that are avoidable. Don't you think the avoidable comments, especially before in the kind of environment that we live in?
Mr. Sanjay Jha has taken the better of him.
Have you read the last line? Arnab, have you read the last line of what the BJP Parliamentary Board has mentioned? Let me tell you, in the last line of the BJP Parliamentary Board, I think that is a tragic line. I think Mr. RPN Singh is perhaps been provoked to make that because of what is written. It writes that I hope the government will not allow political and collateral considerations to come in. Now, this is the way the BJP's paradigm of this mindset is. Who's going to politicize the issue? It's passed by the BJP Parliament.
Let Meenakshi is countering you. I'm allowing Meenakshi to counter you, please. Yeah, but 1 sec, Sanjay, I got your point. Meenakshi is now countering.
2 points.
Sure.
2 points. 2 points. Sure. One of their leaders from Uttarakhand made a statement that Modi ji ka to tarpan ho chuka hai. That was one.
No, who?
Second point.
Who?
Rahul Gandhi made a statement. What is the name? Not Mr. Vijay Bahuguna, the other gentleman who was a CM candidate but didn't become a CM. I'm not getting the name. Used to be a minister, is a minister, water resources or something.
Harish Rawat, is it? I don't know. I don't know.
Harish Rawat.
Okay.
Harish Rawat made this statement.
Okay.
Harish Rawat made this statement.
I don't know.
Then we have Mr. Rahul Gandhi making a statement कि मैं भी मर सकता हूँ, मेरा भी मौत हो सकती है. But in this case, this has specifically happened. UP government has released the information that likelihood of rocket launches being used. That is the UP government making a statement. Now, if you don't find any of this high risk, why are you taking that risk? I have a business to ask you that. Number two, when NDA government was
आप किस सरकार से सुरक्षा की बात कर रही हैं जिनके पास एक आतंकवादी पकड़ा गया वो भी निकल के भाग गया इनकी सुरक्षा पर क्या भरोसा कर रही है
अच्छा एक मिनट
इनके तो खुद के युवराज सुरक्षित नहीं है वही कह रहे हैं मेरे साथ कुछ हो सकता है
let her complete yes please
और इस देश के अंदर इतने तमाम दंगे हुए हैं जिसके लिए कांग्रेस रिस्पांसिबल है जब ये 2002 याद करते तो याद करें कि 84 के लिए ये जिम्मेवार हैं पाकिस्तान में खालिस्तान की प्रॉब्लम के लिए इंदिरा गांधी जिम्मेवार थी।
This is a complete
उसके बाद
digression from the
श्रीलंका में
topic.
प्रॉब्लम के लिए राहुल गांधी
No, I can then accuse you of state-sponsored terrorism in Gujarat. No, then you need to ask yourself why does anybody need that much of security?
They want to fix the agenda themselves.
If a man or a person requires
This is
security,
ridiculous for
who is
this
a
country.
high-profile individual,
You are
should be
talking
given that
something else, talking about the
particular
West
security cover.
and turning to the race east.
One second.
This is ridiculous for this country.
Sabir Ali, I have a question for Meenakshi.
मैं तो सिर्फ ये जानना चाहता हूं कि भाजपा के मित्र इन पे इतना भरोसा क्यों कर रहे हैं? इनके तो खुद का युवराज सुरक्षित नहीं है। इनको तो एक आतंकवादी पकड़ा गया, वो छुटके भाग गया। और आपकी पूरी बहस में केवल नेता ही सुरक्षा के केंद्र में है क्या? आम आदमी किससे कहने जाएगा अपनी सुरक्षा के लिए?
The question is,
the simple reason why should be given that security is because no other leader
इस देश में लगातार खालिस्तान से लेकर तमाम टेररिस्ट को बढ़ने दिया। इंडियन मुजाहिदीन किसकी पनाह पर है?
Meenakshi Lekhi, can I just 1 second? Can I please just?
पटना हाउस के बारे में किसने विशेष किया?
एक मिनट, दो सवाल है प्लीज। I have 2 questions. पहला सवाल तो मेरा ये है, this question goes to the BJP, that the security for Advani in 2002 was upgraded following security threats, right? And he was Deputy Prime Minister in 2002, Meenakshi Lekhi, right? And even after they increased his level of security, when he was Deputy Prime Minister, they did not, Meenakshi, upgrade it to SPG level. They could have tried to amend the SPG Act. You understand? Even for the enhanced security threat to LK Advani when he was Deputy Prime Minister, they did not upgrade it to SPG level. So does that defeat your argument? That's question number 1, and that question is to you.
No, it does not. It strengthens my argument. It is the threat perception and the level of perception is what exactly is determinative, and the DIB has to be made directly responsible for that. Because if at that time, in spite of this fact that a Deputy Prime Minister under threat is not included in SPG, but the government thought it proper to give that cover to the Nehru family. And you have to give me credit for that, because we knew whether something happens or not, but even if there is a smallest attempt, it will go to discredit my government. And why is this government taking that chance? That is my question.
Why is the government taking the chance, Sanjay Jha? Before you respond, here is, I just picked up the United States Code, the US equivalent of the SPG Act. 1 second. And there is a lot that one can learn.
Mr. Goswami, just one more word I want to tell.
Briefly.
In case of Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, the Blue Book Protocol, which is a very established protocol, was violated by Mr. Rajiv Gandhi.
Now do you want to go into that debate?
No, this is the most obtuse
do you want to go into that debate?
Well, why don't you, Meenakshi, explain that you were supporting the VP Singh government? Why didn't you insist that the correct security was given to Mr. Rajiv Gandhi?
What are you talking about? There was no VP Singh government then.
It's another distortion.
Mr. Sanjay Jha, you have to get your facts clear. It was the Chandrasekhar government which was supported from outside by the Congress party. Please don't make a complete joke out of yourself out here.
Okay, let's not get personal, please. Let's not get personal.
Anyway, Mr. Rahul Narvekar, please don't distort the argument even.
What are you talking about? Get your facts straight. It was your party supporting Chandrasekhar government. What are you talking about?
1 sec, please. Can we just, I know this is, as I began by saying on the Newshour today, this is a delicate subject.
Excuse me.
Sanjay Jha, 1 minute.
1989, it was BP Singh and the BJP
I think Arnab will put a little
Mr. Rajiv Gandhi's security. That's what RPN Singh was talking about.
1 minute.
And you should feel responsible for it to a great extent.
1 minute.
That's what RPN Singh said. And Arnab, just one point.
1 minute,
the point
please.
that Meenakshi Lekhi should explain.
1 minute.
That end of day, the government, until the SPG Act, if it has to be amended, let it be amended. But until such time, the government is doing its best for Mr. Narendra Modi's security. There is no question of anybody.
Mr. Jha, we have to move with the times, okay? And I don't believe that there is any rule in India which says that this is the SPG Act and this is final.
Arnab.
No, 1 minute. And regardless of whether any threat to anyone happens, we'll only provide SPG cover to prime ministers, former prime ministers and their families. I mean, Narasimha Rao's family does not get SPG cover, by the way. So one question. There is a direct link to the threat assessment, what that proves. Now the question here is this: in America, what happens? Sure. In America, this is the rule, and I was just checking the rule here. It says major presidential and vice presidential candidates and their spouses are 120 days of the general presidential election, they are given that kind of a cover, which means that in the 2012 elections, Republican presidential candidates, not the final candidate, not just Mitt Romney, Newt Gingrich, Rick Santorum, all of them got Secret Service protection very early into the primary season. They were not even the Republican candidate against Barack Obama. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They were only among the three at that point of time. They were all given that security service detail. I mean, in our country, I don't think we can say, can we? Any of us say that, you know, only the deserving get SPG cover, only the deserving get security cover. A lot of undeserving people get security cover. So why extend this debate? End it.
We should be removed.
End this debate, provide the cover, end it. And if Mayawati tomorrow says, I want security cover because Narendra Modi's got it, then you tell Mayawati that the threat assessment is perhaps different from that of Narendra Modi. That's it. Be frank enough. Don't politicize this issue. This is positively, we are getting on to dangerous terrain.
Let me tell you that when Mr. Chidambaram reduced the security for many of the VIPs, I think everybody welcomed it because it had become less of a security and more of a status symbol issue. Now, 1 minute, I'm just answering your question. It's a very good question you have asked, but we need to look at the finer element of it. The reason why security and the Lal Bati thing is being criticized by everybody these days is because we have treated security in a number of ways as a flippant exercise. Now, there are serious issues of security.
The threat perception of a bureaucrat or an MLA is not the same. You will agree.
Now, my only response to that is that this has to be done in a very intelligent, in a very well-considered way. And in the entire discussion today, Arnab, why are we assuming that the Home Minister is not speaking with gravity and, complete
because the Home Minister has made up his mind.
When Arnab Singh as a Minister of State for Home says that security is appropriate, we need to trust and believe him.
4 minutes, 3 minutes into the debate, Meenakshi Lekhi is coming back. I'm allowing counters, open counters at this point in time. Sanjay, you have to let everybody in intelligence. First, Meenakshi Lekhi.
अर्नब इनको बताइए होम मिनिस्टर तो म्यूजिक लॉन्च में चले जाएंगे.
Meenakshi, one at a time. First, Meenakshi Lekhi, very quickly. Meenakshi Lekhi pehle.
The perception of threat is more important.
Sanjay, let Meenakshi speak. Sanjay, let Meenakshi speak. She's countering you. We have 3 minutes left.
MOS RPN Singh made the statement today. Factually incorrect. So I don't trust these people. I think the correct statement needs to come from DIB, and DIB has repeatedly made assessment about threats to Mr. Modi. Now, if the government is choosing to ignore those facts, is the government taking the responsibility or not? That's my question.
Let the director, BJP says, BJP on Newshour tonight says.
We have given him adequate responsibility, and he is protected. If anything goes wrong, I am responsible.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. First, Kumar Vishwas, then I'll come to you, Rahul. 2 minutes left. Kumar Vishwas, should the Director Intelligence Bureau and should the government make a public statement on the level of threat Mr. Modi faces?
सारी सुरक्षा व्यवस्था, इन सारी लाल बत्तियों को खत्म करना पड़ेगा, तभी इन्हें आतंकवाद की आंच महसूस होगी.
You're going on a different track.
परसेप्शन है तो ये सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है. संजय झा कह रहे हैं कि हम जो है सुशील कुमार शिंदे पर भरोसा करें. उन पर कहां से भरोसा करें? वो तो म्यूजिक लॉन्च में चले जाएंगे. तो देश के बड़े नेताओं की सुरक्षा या देश के महत्वपूर्ण लोगों की सुरक्षा की जिम्मेदारी सरकार की होती है, और ये सरकार फेल है इस काम में. लेकिन एक
राहुल नार्वेकर,
धीमे-धीमे इन सिक्योरिटीज को, इन लाल बत्तियों को कम करना पड़ेगा ताकि जनप्रतिनिधियों को पता चल सके कि आम आदमी कितना परेशान है.
1 minute. Rahul Narvekar, 1.5 minutes into the debate. Sanjay Chau, everybody must have their say.
Arnab, I am of the firm belief that time has come that we start providing security on the basis of threat perception and not on political status of an individual. And I think the Congress party needs to look at the spirit of the law rather than the letter of the law. And every law is guided by the object before legislating it, before making it a law. And the object of the act then was to provide security to the people who needed it most. And at that point of time, the Prime Minister and their families were considered to be the most easy target for people, for terrorists, for other antisocial elements. And therefore, time has come when we move move forward and make laws which are acceptable at that point of time.
No.
Therefore,
simple point here, knowing
only one simple sentence. Narendra Modi has emerged as the most polarizing figure in this country today. And most polarizing person in the country today, if he is threatened and anything even perceived to be happening, can cause tremendous bad situation across the country, and that kind of situation, that bad kind of situation cannot be controlled by police or army. Therefore, looking at the threat perception that Modi has, it should be given.
No, so
that's the only point. Because
Patna,
there is no other politician who is as polarizing as Modi is, and that polarization is communal.
Mr. Ketkar, right now the question is the threat assessment that he faces. Last question goes to Sabir Ali, and this is a sensitive subject. I think the Home Minister should look at it. The Gujarat DGP blamed the Bihar police after what happened at the rally. If you had SPG cover, then the SPG takes over. It is responsible. You will not have situations tomorrow where any slip-up will become a matter of a political conflict or a conflict between police departments of two states. The way to avoid it is provide the security cover.
Basically, there is, in this there is two points. Now, number one, there is a protection required by the entire country of all Aadmi, all citizen of the country. We have a biggest threat of that. In spite of that, we have to go further ahead. The politicians, as we can say today, the BJP is the Bayan Bahadur. Undoubtedly, we can say that they know how to make a political issues without issue.
Okay. Now I won't get into another round of the political debate on this one.
I'm sure you didn't believe the same before 2012.
Well, this is a serious subject. I don't want to make it only political slagging. We have different points of view. We articulated it. We'll follow it up with the Intelligence Bureau sources and also with the Ministry of Home Affairs, see where this goes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.